Hi everybody. So, I don't usually make YouTube videos. This is totally new for me, but we'll see if we can get through it. Maybe even get some comments, likes, and maybe even a subscription out of it. I'm Brittany. This is my dog Fiona. Can't really see her right now. Hi Fiona. She wanted to be in the video. So, what I wanted to talk about today that kind of dawned on me probably in a yoga class was how healing happens through deprivation and lack of having things, or minimalism, I guess. Minimalism could be a big buzzword in today's world, with the Marie Kondo stuff, everybody kind of calling out their stuff. I know I watch Hoarders and I look at it and I go, well, that's an inspiration to clean the house, right? So basically what I'm getting at is when you have less of something and you go without it for a long time and then all of a sudden you reintroduce it, depending on the reaction you get when you reintroduce it, it can be okay or a good thing or a really bad thing. So, prime example, I went for 2 weeks when I was probably 27, 28 without any caffeine. I had, herbal tea, water, soda water, no like cola or anything like that. Nothing with caffeine in it. The first cup of coffee I had, holy moly, what a drug. And you're just going, whoa, I've been, drinking 2, 3, 4 cups of this, a pot a day. And you're going, wow, this is crazy. But obviously your body adjusts for that because your body's meant to have homeostasis all the time. So in another inference, I could talk about sugar. I could talk about, any means of addiction. You can get addicted to exercise. So some people can get addicted to sleep. I know of someone that took so much melatonin, she messed with her hormones because she was addicted to getting good sleep, which is crazy to think about. And people are going, oh, melatonin this, put melatonin and give it to your kids and all this. And it's just like, hold off. Let's take out some of the things that we are addicted to in this day and age, in this society, like too much blue light, too much social media, too much whatever, and see what you get from the lack of, right? You're in the yoga room. All you have is your mat, your towel, your water bottle, and a clean room with mirrors, hopefully, so you can see your progress. But it's so nurturing to take stuff out and then when you put it back in after a long period of time to realize what it does to you. So much of our society is hell-bent on adding. We add supplements, we add this, we add that. We do more of, we want more, and it's like, how do you get that all done? You won't. You're pretty much adding on so much that you're adding stress, which, as we all know, is really bad for you. Which I think why taking out and doing with less than is so healing. I always wanted to go to one of those, Buddhist monk retreats where you don't talk to anybody for 2 weeks or longer. And I just think, what would that do for your psyche? Would you go crazy? Who knows? If you don't try it, you'll never know. It's the same thing with, so my dad had a heart attack, his first one in summer of 2021, which is really scary because he is 6'2". He was 190 pounds at the time, so not overweight by any means. The man climbed to the top of Mount Rainier up in Washington State. He ran marathons in college. He carried the torch for the '84 Olympics. Loved hiking, loved camping, being outside. He, is the picture of health. And he had a heart attack. He was swimming at the time, so they got him out of the pool, sent him to the hospital. He had a stent put in. He was swiftly put on statins and a couple other things. And I think his life Did you see a squirrel? Go get it, girl. His life quickly, reset because he was always doing, giving, going places. I mean, you'd call the guy up and he would come build something for you, or he would schlep something to the dump for you. And he was the best. He's the best, right? I was very lucky growing up with him as a father. And so the heart attack happened, and he's been given all these meds and whatnot. And I'm immediately going, okay, something is wrong with you metabolically. Like, we got to check. And I told them I was like, Dad, you need to ask for a calcium artery score. And the doctor was like, oh, you don't need that. We already know that your arteries are clogged just because of the heart attack. So they wouldn't give it to him. And I was just like, Dad, it's $100 test. Like, please ask for this. The statins are going to mess you up. And fortunately, he was willing to cut out the sugar, cut out seed oils, which are extremely inflammatory. And within 2 months, he had lost, what was it, like 10 pounds? He looked so svelte, he looked so ripped. And I mean, the guy doesn't have a lot of muscle mass to begin with, so I was like, Dad, you need to up your protein, okay? So he did. We got him a subscription to Butcher Box. He loved it. He got an air fryer. He figured that out. And the one main thing for him was cutting out honey. He loves raw honey. He thinks that honey is like God's gift to, energy, mood, immunity, all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, if you get raw local honey, sure, because it's got, the pollen, propolis, all this stuff in it. But I'm like, it still reacts in your body like sugar, which, raises your insulin. It's very inflammatory. I mean, I remember he was really good about the diet in the beginning. He would cut out everything. He was just doing like meat and vegetables, really good fats, coconut oil, bacon fat, whatever, which he was like, yeah, this is like when I was a kid. This is all we had. And so he was doing that, and my mom was like, your dad's mood is really good. He's really chill. He's like, yeah, I feel focused. My brain is on fire all the time. And I was like, that's awesome. That's awesome. You look great. Your mental, you could see his mental clarity was like a firework. Like just everything was firing on all cylinders. And then I don't remember how much of a time it was. He kept with it, and he kept with it, and he's like, I feel really good. And then all of a sudden he dropped off the wagon, which is fine. It's what we do as humans, right? We use a tool for a while, and then we feel good, and you mentally psych yourself out to think, okay, I'm fine now. I don't have to do this anymore. I can go back to the way I was, right? So he did. He got some mason jars, like quart-sized mason jars of local raw honey. And my mom said he went through one mason jar in a week. That's 32 ounces of honey in a week. And then she said he was very violent, sporadic, and he just got upset really quickly, like a short fuse, right? And I'm like, Mom, that's the sugar acting in his brain. And his side of the family, my grandmother, his mom, she had dementia, probably Alzheimer's too, not sure. But towards the end, she would get very violent with people in the nursing home. And I did not want that for my dad, because he's a sweetheart and just wonderful. And I don't want my mom to be around anything like that either. We all want to take care of each other, right? So I asked him, can you cut out honey again, please? And he's just like, why? It's fine. It's good for me. I've read all these books when I was marathoning in the 70s. It was like Mother Nature's superfood, da-da-da-da. And I'm going, sorry. So then I got him a bunch of keto honey from Wholesome Yum. She's great. She makes a bunch of sweeteners that are like diabetic friendly, keto friendly, etc. And he went gangbusters. He bought a bunch of them. And then it turns out his body, like mine, can't digest allulose, which is really great sugar substitute if you can have it, but it caused me some digestive upset, so it did to him too. So, which I'm going to make a video later about like a ketovore granola or like trail mix that I think if you can have allulose, great. So anyway, whole nother topic. But he tried to cut out the honey again, and I think over time he definitely was realizing, like, yeah, it's an addictive substance. So, but now he's off statins, which is great. He's feeling much better. And I was worried about him too, because like now he's 71, and he doesn't need to lose any more muscle mass, which is what statins will do. They'll deplete your testosterone. They'll mess with your muscle mass and can lead to diabetes and even more dementia, because that cholesterol is really important for brain function. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on a couple things that if you're facing stuff like statins or worried about your heart or your health, try cutting out stuff before you add everything back in, or add a bunch of stuff back in. Sometimes it's the simple answer that's actually the answer. So, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video.